The three massive mistakes heart-centered solopreneurs make that keep them from making irresistible offers. Would you consider yourself a heart-centered solopreneur who would like to make sales offers that your ideal client finds irresistible? Are you a spiritual person who feels out of place living in a world of greed and consumerism, and you want to be part of the solution, and you also want to live an extraordinary life of fun, freedom, fulfillment in the process? If that's you, then stop everything you're doing. Bring your full attention to what I'm about to share with you and gift yourself about 10 minutes to discover the three massive mistakes you're making that are keeping you from living that life that you already know is meant for you. When you understand and eliminate these three mistakes, you will be well on your way to making irresistible sales offers with your heart-centered business. I'm also going to give you a gift in just a few moments that is valued at over $500. I want to give you this gift because I believe we have a divine appointment, a date with destiny, so to speak. Let me tell you a quick story, and then I will share with you the three massive mistakes you're making right now that are blocking you from your destiny, and I'll give you your free gift. My first sales job was selling copiers. I had no idea what I was doing. I failed and failed and failed until I realized what I needed was training. I bought every book and course there was on selling and went to work. Eventually, I got better and even secured one of the biggest clients of my company that my company had ever had. But I was very unhappy and I was making very little money. I realized working for someone else wasn't it. I started my own copier dealership. Things went better. I was well trained. I created a process and team that earned a 90% close rate. In the copier business, that's a pretty big deal. I now realized if I worked harder and smarter than everyone else, I'll be successful. Perfect. So that's what I did. I worked harder and smarter than everyone else until I turned bright red in the middle of the winter. The doctor that I went to told me that whatever I was doing, I needed to stop, and that I was having a stress reaction. I was 28 years old. I was working so hard, I was literally making myself sick. After having business success, I realized something really important. Do you want to know what that one thing was? It was fulfillment. And guess what? Success without fulfillment is failure. So I went the other way. I got myself trained to make a difference for people. And I fell in love with being the one who can help people have breakthrough results. I led transformational courses and workshops to thousands of people. I coached people one-on-one and in groups for years without any financial reward until again I was exhausted, broke, embarrassed, and in debt. And then it hit me like a ton of bricks. I was judging money. I already knew that anytime we judge something, that it means we have disidentified with and shamed an important part of ourselves. So this is the moment I was able to wake up once again. I opened up my mind wide enough to hold another paradox within myself, being a contribution and making money. I finally saw how necessary both sides of the coin are, how they can be one and the same. The black and white, the yin and yang, there was no good or bad, right or wrong. There was only what works and doesn't given what you're trying to accomplish. Obviously, the way I was going about things, I would never be able to accomplish my mission of doing well while doing good. The great thing is that there's always a third way. At the moment, the third way found me, and it was like my resurrection day. I literally felt like a phoenix emerging from the fire, and the missing piece to fulfilling my purpose in this life was given to me. So I finally had my big breakthrough. Selling did not have to be adversarial. I was on my way. I was in my way the whole time. I was trying to talk people into something or get them to do something, or I was trying to outwork everyone around me. I was, in fact, pushing people away from me, being manipulative, and trying to sell anybody and everybody, trying to outwork the world. I tell you the story because I wanted to share with you how I became aware of these three massive mistakes I'm about to share with you. I was making them, and in fact, you're making them if you are someone who has found your heart and gifts, yet you aren't attracting a ton of money by sharing them with the world. If you're that person, then it's absolutely necessary that you start attracting abundance now. The world isn't going to survive if people like you and I don't bring in the resources needed to fulfill our divinely guided purposes. This isn't just about me and you. This is about something way bigger than either one of us could possibly imagine or comprehend. At this point, I either have your full attention or I've scared you away. Either one is perfect. Since you're still here, I'm guessing I have your attention. And you know that it's not a coincidence that we're having this conversation right now, and that it makes you realize that whatever these three massive mistakes are, you need to understand and eliminate them from your life now. Today is the end of you playing small. This is the moment that you finally commit. You take a stand for yourself, your friends, your family, and the world, and you finally step into your destiny. Just like I did, you have learned that you can't get mean enough to end war. You can't get sad enough to end depression. And you can't get poor enough to end poverty. You know that the most important thing for you to do right now is to be the change you wish to see in the world. You know that the way for you to do that is to live an abundant and fulfilling life, building your heart-centered business and serving humanity with your gifts. So are you ready to find out what these three massive mistakes are and put an end to them for good? Okay. Mistake number one. When I ended mistake number one, I became one of the top producers in the world for the company I was working with. In fact, I was asked to lead the training program before I had even met all the measures. It was a great honor for me. Additionally, many of the people I trained went on to become some of the most successful and respected leaders that I've ever met. Again, a great honor for me. For many years, I thoroughly enjoyed having something valuable to share with the world and being able to share it in an irresistible way. It was awesome. So I guess by now you're ready to hear what this massive mistake was. Okay, here it is. And I promise you that if you aren't making irresistible offers, then whether you know it, like it, believe it or not, you're making this massive mistake too. So the massive mistake I had subconsciously linked giving with good. The mistake was that I had subconsciously linked giving with good and receiving with bad. I wasn't completely aware that I was doing it, but I made a comparison in my subconscious mind and decided that it was better to give than receive. Now, looking back, I see how completely ridiculous it was to think that, because giving and receiving are exactly the same thing. One doesn't even exist without the other. How completely ignorant was I when I had unknowingly been blocking blessings by trying to be a better giver than receiver. You can't be a good giver if you're not a good receiver. The better you are at receiving, the better you are at giving. If you think you are a good giver right now, wait until you see what happens when you step up your receiving to the next level. So here is what I want you to do right now to end the subconscious mistake that you might not even know you're making. I want you to repeat this phrase after me. Are you ready? Okay, here it goes. Everyone gets blessed when I receive. Go ahead and say it. Okay, thank you. Okay, say it with me again, 3 times. Everyone gets blessed when I receive. Everyone gets blessed when I receive. Everyone gets blessed when I receive. Thank you. Now feel into that. Feel into that, what that means, and feel into the truth of it. Everyone gets blessed when I receive. I told myself this truth the day before I did an event that became my turning point. When I went from in the hole to skyrocketing out of the hole in one day with one simple shift in belief. Do you think I became a better giver that day? You better believe it. I couldn't even take care of myself, let alone my friends, family at this point. But once I learned the power of receiving, everything changed. So keep saying that phrase over and over and watch the miracles that will suddenly appear in your life. Everyone gets blessed when I receive. Okay, we could probably stop there and your whole world could completely transform, but we have 2 more massive mistakes to go. So massive mistake number 2 is that you're either targeting the wrong niche, or you're trying to be everything to everyone, or you haven't even targeted a specific niche at all. If you aren't making at least $10,000 per month in your heart-centered business, then it's almost certain that you're doing one of these things. You see, people are getting pulled at from every direction right now. Their attention span is so tiny that you have to be very specific when getting people's attention. If you're too vague, you might as well be throwing money out of the window of a moving car. Trying to be everything to everyone will wind up making you no one to anybody. The riches are in the niches. And not only does your niche have to be very specific, but the problem you're solving for them has to be very specific and very painful as well. It can't be some problem that you made up. It has to be a problem that this person knows they have and is actively looking for a solution to. So what you must do right now, if you want to even have a chance at making irresistible offers in your heart-centered business, is this. Identify a very specific niche. Identify a very specific problem that this specific niche has. Know exactly what result this niche is looking for. Once you've eliminated mistake number 1 and 2, you'll be completely shocked by how quickly everything changes for you, and we still have one more mistake to go. Okay, are you ready for the third and final mistake that is blocking you from your dreams? Massive mistake number 3 is not having a mentor who understands your journey. This is very, very, very important. The reason I was able to become so successful so quickly is because I had a mentor who understood my journey. But once I became spiritual, these money mentors just did not resonate with me anymore. They had no idea what I was feeling because they had never been where I was. They had been broke and then made a lot of money, but they had never been broke, made a lot of money, then gave it all away to give it all up to follow a spiritual path, and then learn how to bring in tons of money to build their heart-centered vision. I want to let you know that you are not alone. I understand you. I know what it's like to want so badly to give my heart to the world and help everyone, yet it seemed like no one could hear me or no one valued the incredible gifts I had to give. I knew what I could do for people, yet they just didn't get it. I could literally save people's dreams, yet they would completely ignore anything I told them to do, let alone pay me big money to work with them. Believe me, wherever you are in that path right now, I have been there, and it is now part of my journey to help people just like you through this, because the world needs you now. Your family needs you. You have gone through the trials for long enough. It is time for your promotion. You've passed the test, and that's why I showed up into your life today. This is the moment you've been waiting for. I've decided to open up my schedule over the next couple of weeks and give away free coaching sessions to a handful of people. I'd like to invite you to take advantage of a special contribution selling coaching session where we'll look together and do 3 specific things. 1, create a crystal clear vision for your heart-centered business and the perfect lifestyle you'd like your business to provide. 2, uncover hidden challenges that may be sabotaging the growth of your business and keeping you working too many hours. 3, you'll leave this session renewed, re-energized, and inspired to turn your business into a highly profitable, revenue-generating machine that practically runs itself, all the while serving the greater good. If you'd like to take advantage of this very special, very limited, and totally free 30-minute contribution selling coaching session, click the button below and fill out the short application. This is literally going to be you and me on the phone. I'm going to listen to you, guide you, help you get clarity, help you find what your next steps are to break through this invisible barrier that is blocking you. And at the end of the session, for a few who qualify, I'm even going to invite them to work with me one-on-one for 3 full months to build their business. I've just opened up my schedule for this short window, and I'm putting this video in front of thousands of heart-centered solopreneurs over the next couple of days, so my calendar will fill up fast. If you feel like this is for you, then I suggest clicking on that button below and securing your session right now, because once my calendar is full, then that's it. You may never see this opportunity again. So go ahead and click the button now to schedule our divine appointment. I'm super excited to talk to you, and I want to find out all about your awesome heart-centered coaching business or your ideas about the one you want to build if you haven't already started. I know it's going to be an amazing experience for both of us. I hope you got tremendous value out of this video, and now it's time to take a serious step to prove to yourself that you aren't playing around anymore. So get that application filled out right now. I look forward to talking with you real soon. Until then, go out there and give what you want to get and be the change you wish to see. Thank you.